SUI has just been hacked for so far over $200 million. Not good. Get your funds off. PulseChain Users Unaffected. That's a pretty big one. So we're going to stream about it. We're going to talk about it. SUI is one of the top, 5 or 6 blockchains by usage on dexscreener.com. Let's take a look at what just happened today. So far, the news just broke and it was a hack. It was an exploit. I don't know how, but it had to do with SUI's primary DEX called Cetus. And the hacker was able to drain some of the top liquidity pools, some of the top meme coins. The number just keeps going up. First it's 11 million, then it's 100 million. I'm hearing $200 million now. It's really unfortunate. I mean, these are semi-centralized fake crypto systems, unlike PulseChain. So this is what happens when insiders or just hackers exploit the system. That is not good. Let's share the screen, shall we? You can see over here on Dex Screener, we've got some popular coins down 99.98%, just totally drained. I mean, Axolotl coin, like this is what you get when you use centralized crypto services sometimes. And it's really unfortunate. And I don't enjoy this stuff happening. It's not to say, haha, told you so, but more of come to the better place. There is a better option. PulseChain is here, just like Ethereum, decentralized, just forks of Uniswap and stuff that already works. Nothing new, nothing experimental. And it's just a reminder that we're all dealing with experimental software here, especially over on new blockchains like SUI, which was pitched as the Solana killer. That's how all the marketing, all the VC funded marketing that you read in the crypto newsletters and all the mainstream influencers, it's funny how they all have the same headlines at the same time. It's obvious. You could tell. You could tell that they're being told what to say. Hey, we'll pay you XYZ amount of money if you just, why don't you try, is SUI the next Solana killer? And then across the board, CoinDesk, Cointelegraph, influencer channels, Crypto Man ran, the Milk Road, the Crypto Compare news article, is SUI the next Solana killer? Wow. It's all fake. It's fake. We can tell. And people just want to degen, right? People don't care. And this was the latest VC insider funded chain. I'm not saying it's dead, and I do hope people get their money back. I hope some of these coins bounce and don't just stay down. It's gonna be hard to rebuild the trust, but you know how quickly people forget. People forget all the time. People just, watch in 2 more weeks, people will be just using this again like it never happened. But it's just so painfully stupid. And you don't have to do this to yourself. You really don't have to. If we go to Dex Screener right here, of course it's only Solana coins that are spamming up the homepage. But man, some of these high liquidity coins, right? Look at the volume, let's look at the liquidity. Anything have, $2.5 million on Cetus token. Let's see, $500,000 on Lo-Fi token, drained down 97%. Blub, just meme coins getting drained. No bueno. PulseChain User Unaffected. What's up to my chat? T Armstrong says, not your keys, not your crypto. Yes. Juan Wanamimi says, brave CC #1. Thank you, sir. Temtem says, hello, my lovelies. SUI, aka Pooey. That's right, Lucky Luke. Trademarked by Sami. Pooey. Pooey was indeed poop all along. Just try a new chain if you're hacked. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't wish people lose their money, but you're using centralized software. You can't hack Burned LP, says Shaka Vibes. Yes, that's right. Top Hat, PTGC, and UFO are all liquidity bonded together. This is true. My favorite meme coin on PulseChain. Top Hat is still up. I think it's up 15% on the day. And we're going to talk about the PulseChain coins. Let's take a look at the market. Basically, everything is unaffected, almost literally unaffected. Prices are only up and down 1% on the day. That's nothing. This is the PulseChain core coins. So PLS is down 0.3%, Hex down 1%, PulseX down 1%. It's almost like nothing happened over here on PulseChain. We're an isolated, insulated, safe, little city over there. Ink is down 4%, but this is just normal daily moves. So if that hacker wanted to do something really cool, they could bridge all those $200 million worth of Ethereum over on bridge.pulsechain.com. I doubt it, but hey, hacker, if you're out there, it seems the SUI price itself isn't really that affected either, but a lot of coins on the primary DEX called Cetus are indeed wrecked. Indeed wrecked. And let's just take a look. I'm looking through my Twitter feed to see how much money was actually taken out. $212 million in minutes. The SUI LP providers, Cetus says there's a bug and not a hack. I don't really know what to believe. Probably a hack. Probably. Usually these things are an inside job. Yeah. 1 hour ago it was 164 million. Now it's 200 million. Apparently the hacker is bridging everything into Ethereum. We will see what it does. See what those wallets do. The internet sleuths are already on it. Cetus, the LP provider DEX on SUI got hacked. Hacker is bridging out USDC off of SUI and buying Ethereum. SUI meme coins LP got hacked. Holders waking up to 75% loss. Nobody can buy. Nobody can cut their losses. I hope some of these things bounce back. 260 million now. Blockchain Daily News is saying $260 million. That's a big one. We've seen hacks that are $1 billion, so it's not the biggest one we've ever seen, but it is pretty big. And it sucks. Not too late to try PulseChain. All you degens out there, if you want to degen on stuff. Blue Ocean, untapped opportunity, PulseChain, pump.tires, meme coins like Most, like Top Hat, like all these different coins. UFO token. Like you could do all the same stuff on PulseChain that's more secure, actually decentralized. Is it normal that I'm sad because BTC maxis are partying? Nah, man. And are they really partying? The BTC maxis that are holding from 10 years ago are happy. But even people that got in at 20K, it's like, okay, you did your 5x, but a lot of these people don't have life-changing gains because if they're new to crypto and they just started buying in the 5-figure range and they went to 6 figures, great. You got to realize that most of crypto in this cycle, if they're new, are only up like 2 to 10x, right? Which is good, but it leaves you wanting more, doesn't it? And so Bitcoin has to run first. That's how these things work. Then everything else follows. Bitcoin's been inflated on mostly institutional money, okay? Not a lot of, if you ask a lot of individual Bitcoin maxis why, the happiest ones are the ones that bought 2 cycles ago, 3 cycles ago. All the newcomers, maybe they bought at 50K. Okay, wahoo, you're up double. But then you see in meme coins go up 100x, and altcoins have more potential. So you can always make yourself sad. Comparison is the thief of joy. That's what they say. If you're always comparing yourself to what else is doing good, you're going to get real depressed really quickly. But yep, that's the SUI hack. I guess I can refresh the feed and see if there's anything new. Bridge.pulsechain.com, guys. I was never a SUI investor. Most of my followers probably were not. You might have dabbled in a meme coin over there. Hopefully you didn't lose too much. Sincerely hope so. It was specifically targeted at the meme coin liquidity, it seems. So all these meme coins are just getting wrecked. Yeah. Couple 200s of millions. Seems like some of the big crypto man Ran is live streaming. I know he was a big SUI supporter because probably he was paid off. A lot of VC money went to the major influencers on this one. So they're covering their ass right now, of course. They're not going to tell you it's centralized. They're not going to tell you it's fake crypto. They're going to tell you why it's not so bad, and maybe, God forbid, why you should keep degenning on SUI. It's the guys, it is. It's the guys on payroll. If they were making money from the actual coins, they'd be devastated. But they're getting deals to talk about it. They all say the same headline on the same day. It's real, guys. Pay attention. Hex T. Armstrong says, please sub and share. Crypto Stylist says, good evening. Hello, good to see you always, Crypto Stylist. Thank you for the balanced insight. Of course, Hex T. Armstrong. It's just use better stuff. Now people are arguing if it's an Oracle bug like Cetus is claiming versus if it's a hack. I'm not buying Oracle bug. If it's an Oracle bug, it was hacked by an insider that knew about it, that found out about it and found it too good to be just let it go. Yeah, people are waking up to the fact that, oh, I just provided 50,000 in LP and now I've lost everything. The Cetus founder is saying remain calm. Yikes. Well, you just don't have to deal with shit like this on PulseChain. You really don't. PulseChain users are quite literally unaffected. And all these little meme coins, Pepe on SUI, all these little guys. Hippo seems to be one of the big ones, down 81%. I mean, you could see the guy bridging money out. So you could see the chain analysis of people taking the money into Ethereum, which is kind of good. Like if they're buying Ethereum, as long as they're not dumping the Ethereum, maybe they'll rotate it around. Wishful thinking, isn't it? What's up on PulseChain today? Finvesta, Atropa, Remember, Teddy Bear. Yeah, PulseChain's having a pretty neutral day. Pretty neutral day. What's Top Hat doing today? Top Hat's up 10% still. 11% over here. Look at that. 160,000 liquidity. Top Hat is looking good. Look at that. Oh my God. What a chart. My favorite meme coin. Not doing so bad, huh? Maybe that's the liquidity bonding. Maybe it's people choosing Top Hat as a meme coin because I'm talking about it. It's got liquidity bonds, tons of the tokens burned. Could have some surprises in the future. Bonded to PTGC, Most, Hex. So if you like those coins, you like Top Hat. It's lower liquidity and it can pump with them if they also pump. PTGC, UFO, the alien tech. What else can we say about it? It's got a really cool PFP bot generator on Twitter. Yep. If I'm picking a meme coin, if you guys like memes, this is the one for me. And Most, I got a bag of Most. So Top Hat's cool. Top Hat's fun. It's an OG Richard Hart lore. People that are in the know on PulseChain. And you've got some cool special surprises. You've got burns, you've got LP bonds, you've got a yield farm on emit.farms. You've got a yield farm over there. Paying out, if you bond Most with Top Hat, I think it's paying like 70, 60% APY. It's emit.farms. Shout out to that yield farm. Always nice to see a chart that I like going up and to the right. Thanks for the stream coffee. You're welcome, Cat's Kitchen. Winder says, Hex PulseChain to the moon. Red Bull says PulseChain is the safest. It's been pretty safe, guys. If Ethereum is safe, well, PulseChain is Ethereum. Ethereum is PulseChain's testnet. Okay, we are literally the Ethereum code with a couple changes. So Ethereum is safe. It's the most secure blockchain. It's been out for 10 years. It's the most secure EVM. It's the original EVM. So if you like Ethereum, you like PulseChain. If Ethereum is safe, PulseChain is safe. Marcus says, what's up, y'all? Hey, how we doing? Man, look at this beautiful Top Hat chart. Shameless, shill. Beautiful. And the rest of PulseChain doing okay. You've got, the core coins. Hex is almost at a penny. Can we break a penny? Let's see. PulseX, almost at that 1-to-1 ratio. Really fighting for that 1-to-1 ratio versus Pulse. Today, one PulseX is 92% of a Pulse. As usual, the top traded pair, the most liquid pair. PulseX is scarce, but so is PLS. So I really don't know if this trend will continue. This is one of the most interesting charts. This is the ratio of PLSX to PLS. So if you held PulseX, you outperformed PLS ultimately. If you were only holding PulseX and not Pulse, you've basically tripled the amount of Pulse you can buy since 2023. It used to be a 3-to-1 ratio. I thought it was going to stay around 3-to-1. I was wrong. It's almost 1-to-1. Craziness. It's but now it's like, okay, are we going to correct? Is it just going to keep going up? Because we got to realize PulseX gets burned from trading fees on PulseX, sure. But PLS also gets burned. It gets burned from blocks, from fees and the blocks getting mined. gets burned from pump.tires and all the degenning over there. Shout out to pump.tires. It's better than pump.fun. So if you add up the daily burn on pump tires and validator burns, it equals about $30,000. And if you add up all the burns on PulseX, it equals about $30,000. So they're literally tied. I don't know which one's going to become more scarce. They both scale up with more usage. So if PulseX starts doing 100 million daily volume, that means more transaction fees are getting burned, but also more swap fees on the DEX are getting burned. It's really, really hard to say. It's going to be a race to see which one is more actually scarce. And of course, Hex T-shares, very, very scarce as well. Not a lot of people even care about staking their Hex anymore. So good time for a long-term position. And of course, I've got a more liquid position now. Now that yield is like 1% for the year, I've got a higher bag of it liquid than I used to. But my still average stake length is about 8 years. And still got a ladder for a long, long time. Hex monetizes time. Let's take a look at the Hex chart. Maybe the Hex chart is interesting. The Hex ratio versus PulseX, as we can see on the screen here, it's about 200 pulse for every Hex. Seems to be at maybe a support resistance. It used to be support, we broke through, now it's resistance. This 200 Hex range, 200 pulse range, maybe 200 to 240, seems to be a range that the ratio likes to bounce off of. Yeah, looks like previous resistance became support. Another interesting chart. So honestly, if you were LPing at this range, if you started your LP position at 200, you've had a really good year or two. You've had a really good 2 years with little impermanent loss if you got in at 200 pulse per PulseX. Manny says, I like Top Hat. It is a nice meme idea. I also like the official pump meme. Yeah, well, here's the saga. It's simple and the name says it all. It would be funny if it pumps the hardest of all the memes. Sounds like Manny has a bag of pump token. Don't you, sir? I never bought pump token. I did buy most wanted token. And people say these are Richard Hart's memes because they were made by the deployer, the very first deployer of any meme coins at all on pump.tires. So if it's not Richard deploying this, it was probably one of his developers. And these are very Richard Hart centric. Most wanted is a meme about Richard being most wanted by Interpol, because nobody wants to be the least wanted. And I mean, it's pretty healthy liquidity, 800K. For a PulseChain meme, this is high liquidity. It does look like it's had a severe correction. I mean, it's down 80 to 90%, right? Down about 75, 80%. But if you got in on that first day, you're still up 25x. That's the power of meme coins. So you got to be early. Otherwise, I mean, maybe this is an accumulation time for probably almost anything you believe in. And if you think most is going to have some attention on it, let's take a look at Pump for our friend in the chat here, Manny. Pump.tires actually been going up a little too, and it's got about half the liquidity that most does. Maybe a little bit less of a meme power, but let's see, if you bought it on the first day, you're still up about 4x on this. Maybe 5x if you bought in the first day. All these memes have had a huge correction. We'll see. They're Pump.tires memes, guys. It'll be interesting to see how Teddy Bear does too. Yeah, which Teddy Bear? Ooh, drama. I could really care less about all this fighting and drama, but I know B-Roots is carrying the torch over to the new Teddy Bear, Teddy Takeover. Not a terrible chart. Not terrible at all. Because Bear had a pretty heavy correction. Some people jumped ship for the new Teddy. Some people still think regular Teddy is the one. I don't own either. But hey, if they go up, I think Top Hat's tied to them. I think Top Hat is tied to the new Teddy. Manny says, I thought about most wanted, but think about it. One day he will not be most wanted and then the meme dies. No, not really. Not really. I've heard that saying before. That's just people that haven't bought it yet. We could always refer to him being most wanted on Interpol. If he beats Interpol, then we start bragging about how he beat Interpol. People don't realize how easily the narratives can be shifted. Narratives can be manipulated. People can choose, like, if you want to look at how narratives can be manipulated, look at PDI. So if, oh, Richard's not on Interpol anymore, he's not most wanted. So what? We will change the narrative. We control the narrative. We tell the stories. Shell Fox says PulseX burn hit 1%, including OA. What is that? 57 million burn forever? PulseX burned? Hit 1%. Oh, including the OA. That is a lot. That's a lot of coins. 57 million. You probably mean 57 billion. I wonder if Richard Hart will always be most wanted. Maybe just a new narrative. Well, look, it'll be people remembering how he used to be most wanted and how he won, and it'll be a story of how he was victorious over Interpol and he's the best and all this stuff. Imagine he comes back too. It's all gonna, I mean, when retail comes back, it's all gonna pump. We don't need to argue about which meme is more of a meme or not. All the stuff with relevance and mind share, people can argue, and you know, ultimately I guess the arguing is good because people are talking. So hey, at least you're chatting about it online and keeping it relevant. So if you want to argue about most or versus pump versus top hat versus which teddy bear versus which PDI, I heard the PDI extraction is gone too. So if it's back to a meme coin, fuck it, send it to past $1. Why stop at $1? I don't own any. I don't care for the narratives. I'm not believing in any of them. But why ruin the party? As long as the extraction has stopped. Oh, $57 million of value. Wow, $57 million of PulseX has been burned. Pretty awesome, guys. Pretty awesome. Let's take a look back at the Twitter feed. SUI hack. Is there anything going on with our SUI degens? 260 million gone. But, I mean, the SUI token itself seems to have just kind of gone flat. $212 bridging to Ethereum. $1 million per minute. There you can see it. You can see it being bridged. 1 million USDC bridged to Ethereum. Are they buying Ethereum? That's what I want to know. Huh. All tokens nuked to 0 on Cetus. PulseChain fixes this. PulseChain users unaffected. Let's check my feed. Oh, look, the Top Hat bot giving me a macro update. Crypto markets showing mixed signals. Bitcoin holds near 30K. That's not right. We got to fix that one. Ethereum at 1800. No, it's not. Top Hat dev. Chop, chop. Inflation fears loom. Yes, I guess they do. Watch out for PulseX potential breakout. Fantastic. Oh yeah, Surf was just bonded with Top Hat even more, and Surf has a DAO that is apparently pumping their coin. So I think Surf has done some pumps. Take an honorable mention at the Surf token. Yeah, look at Surf. Wow, I think Surf did better than Top Hat in the most recent days. It's up about 4x. Congrats to Surf holders. And congrats on bonding strategically to Top Hat. I saw a little AI picture of a top hat, of a coconut riding a surfboard wearing a top hat. I love it. I love it. So it went from 0.4 of a penny to 4 pennies. 10x if you really bought the low. I like bonding to things that I think are going to be successful, and I know they have a DAO, and some of their projects have been successful. We're taking a gamble on that one. Could do well. PulseChain streamers, if you want to know what's going on, go to cryptovideos.io. Cryptovideos.io. Shout out to the Pulse Tube. It's a pretty cool feature where you can see all the crypto influencers, not only PulseChain, but everybody at cryptovideos.io. SUI meme coins will recover, we're hearing. It's not time to give up. Stay locked in. Of course they will. To be honest, if you want to go shopping for 80% discount meme coins, Maybe it's not the worst idea to catch this falling knife. We will see. Don't put all your eggs in that basket, though. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Hex Farmer. How are you, sir? 1.4 trillion PulseX has been burned off the open market and is never coming back. PLSX token. It's deflationary. You are right, Shellfox. Apparently, they froze $170 million of the hacked funds. Wow. Interesting. Is that because it's USDC? Look at this, people. Perfect example. USDC is completely centralized also. Centralized shit getting hacked and getting frozen by other centralized shit. Wow. Crypto. It's all fake. It's all fake as fuck. SUI going down to sewage. Only buy RH products, ascend deep, be safe. Indeed, we know the core coins are pretty much as secure as they get from a technical point of view. As far as the Jeets, you're not safe from the Jeets. These little paper hands. I bought Remember the 5th of November meme coin and got sent 8 million Pulse rewards just for holding. Yeah, I've been holding that one. They had like a switch up, which it was kind of a hassle, but there's a new version of Remember. I think it's paying 4% daily ROI. You got to get those while the getting is good, because with the OG web shop stuff, the yield is always changing. The yield is always like, oh, this one's got 5% now, but you know, next week it's Beast token, and next week it's Gas Money token, and you really got to stay up to date. I'm starting to think Hexagon Hill has got this other thing going on, which is pretty interesting too. Secret token, RSI. It seems like a simplified version of OG Web Chef. They're both cool if you like daily ROI. Just don't expect them to be permanent or stable. You know, don't get accustomed to the coin price itself being stable. That's the one mistake. People are like, oh, it's paying out 1% ROI. Great. Yeah, but the price can also drop, you know, 80%, 90%. But if you make your money back after 3 months of 1% daily yield, like, maybe it's not the worst thing. That's what happened to me with Gas Money. Made my money back on it, and then it just dropped in price. Overall, I'm net positive, but I sure wish I sold it when the price went up. Chain Temple says, hey, Coffee, what do I think on PWBTC? Not the worst. At least there's no... Well, look, I don't know if the extraction is over on P.I, but wrapped Bitcoin, let's see. It's probably better because it actually is scarce. As far as I know, there's no inflation bug. Not as much smoke and mirrors on P-wrapped Bitcoin. I don't own any, but some people like it. What's the ticker symbol on P-wrapped Bitcoin? It's not showing up here in the main list. Drop the ticker in the chat and I'll look at the chart of P-wrapped Bitcoin. Richard's favorite meme token is UpX, lol. People don't realize that UpX is literally just leverage. Okay, so if you take this UpX token, it looks like a random coin, but what it is all these automation strategies. So UpX was minted at a certain ratio of PLS. People put in their PLS, they got XYZ UpX token back. So there's like a base rate. Here, let's take a look at it. UpX. There's like a base rate of UP versus PLS, which the original batch was minted. I don't think any more can be minted, right? So it's just deflationary. Yeah. Over here, it was about, it looks like it was one pulse per UpX at first. Now it is 5 pulse per UpX. So you 5x your PLS if you bought it really early. But what makes this go up versus Pulse is the automation strategies. So the liquid loans, haunted strategy. When Pulse goes up, they're going to take out more USDL, stake it, buy the coin up with the yield. When Validator X launched, I think people are running validator strategies and buying up UpX with the yield. And you can do this on all your coins. Maybe we'll see this happen on Top Hat. Who knows? Imagine a bunch of validators running and then the yield just going to buying and burning the Top Hat token, just like I think they're doing for UpX. That'd be pretty neat, wouldn't it? LPX is a new trading strategy that's coming out, and I believe they've been running their LPX behind the scenes on their own token as well, creating higher floors, creating healthier charts. Like there's some kind of a no trade zone where the trading strategy automatically buys low and sells high. But then when it buys low and sells high, it ratchets up the no trade zone just by a little bit. So UpX is cool. Up token is just another version of UpX. Like they basically just Up token was the first thing they started with. Then everybody liked it, or the people that, I mean, it's kind of a small, kind of the best kept secret, I call it, on PulseChain, because it's not huge yet, but the price of these tokens is literally just, when you actually look into it, they were all minted at a certain ratio of PLS. So it's literally just leverage tokens on PLS. Thomas Winter says Up and UpX are insane. Yeah, it's like the more you look into them, they're very interesting, very smart people. Moneybags, have I looked at dumb on PulseChain? No, I haven't. 64% burned. Okay. All right. Oh, well, whatever. A meme coin on PulseChain. Well, doesn't look too good, but at least it's off the floor. At least it's not on SUI, right? Very thin liquidity. Who knows? PulseChain will probably now pass SUI on Dex Screener. It's right there, you know. PulseChain is number 6 on Dex Screener. SUI is number 5. If you're a SUI holder and you're tired of getting wrecked, check out PulseChain. Pooey. Hacked is normally a word used for inside job. That's right, Lotus Pond. Normally. Remember Ohm? Oh, yeah. We don't really know what happened there. Of course, the founder is going to deny it. Of course he will, to protect his reputation. But clearly there was some kind of insiders that either leveraged it or found out about it early. Yeah. Lots of crap. That's not PulseChain. Up was the best performing SAC by far. Up was pretty good. I think Internet Money token, Time token, did pretty well versus Sacrifice too. Haunted is a Richard Hart Jr. Thomas Winter is a fan of the Up token, it seems. We've got somebody who says, I am Japanese and I want to bridge into PulseChain, but I don't know how. Don't understand English. Is there anyone who can speak Japanese? Guys, can somebody help this man? This is a primary opportunity to, like, you could just take my YouTube videos and translate them into Japanese using some kind of AI. But here, let me see. Let me tell you something. Bridge.pulsechain.com is where you're going to go. Right on the screen here, click the IPFS link, okay? It's going to pull up the PulseChain bridge. If you bridge in for the first time, you're going to automatically get some PLS for gas fees. So let's say you bridge in your ETH. Use that Ethereum, okay? You select ETH over here. You use that Ethereum. Once it gets over to once you bridge over to the PulseChain network, it takes about half an hour, maybe 15 minutes if you're lucky. You buy PLS with your ETH. You make sure you have a stack of PLS for gas fees in the future, and then with that PLS, you can start buying everything else. PLS is to PulseChain as ETH is to Ethereum. All right. Hope that is clear. Check on the core coins. Hope they're, yeah, pretty unaffected. 2% down. It's nothing. Nothing in crypto. Where was I? Let's go back to Twitter. People are talking about ZK P2P. Another on-ramp. It'd be cool to see ZK P2P actually start to list PulseChain pretty soon. Apparently they're looking into it on the Relay protocol. It'd be so awesome to see PulseChain on the Relay protocol. It's like a multi-chain bridge. We need more interoperability. Right now we've got mostly just an Ethereum bridge. We've got a Binance Smart Chain bridge. But wouldn't it be cool to have a Solana bridge, like Wormhole or Orbiter to Base? You know, Base to PulseChain bridge, that's super easy. It's really hard to start a new bridge too because you have the liquidity problem. So you need to get, like, I think the best strategy is to integrate where people are already bridging their money. But then I guess you're at the risk of them delisting you, as we've already seen. $11 million in SUI drained. Yeah, it's 200 million now. Can't spell suicide without SUI, bro. T-Bird. LOL. Another hack, you know what I should say? Yeah, you should have minded Hex, yeah. What do we got back in the chat? Do I have a browser? Yeah, somebody says just use your browser translator to translate the page into Japanese. 2025, I speak all major languages. Cool, big boy games. Shell Fox says I'm fluent in Grokkanese. Yeah, man, it's 2025. Every browser has a translator now. So again, bridge.pulsechain.com. And if you need to, use the translator. I also think there's a language. If you press the settings right here. Oh no, there's no language. There is on hex.com. Do I know if there are plans for the official PulseChain bridge to bridge from the L2s instead of expensive Ethereum? Well, no, I don't know if there are plans. It'd be cool if there was. The main L2s I would want to see is just like Arbitrum and Base, probably. Maybe Hyperliquid. We need to get people in a one-way diode. We don't want people bridging out. We want people bridging in. But, you know, because Richard hates L2s, because they're centralized, I doubt he would integrate L2s into the bridge, because you want to disincentivize people using them at all. So the ideal play there would just be get people on Ethereum first. Yeah, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe bridges aren't the priority right now for him. I don't know. All right, everybody. I hope you're staying safe out there. I hope you're figuring out that PulseChain is much safer than SUI. And I think we're going to be so back pretty soon, guys. Everything is lining up. Be careful on other chains. Be careful on meme coins. Be careful on all meme coins. Yeah, it's not fun to see people get wrecked. It's not like I told you so. Yeah, SUI will probably bounce back. They got enough VC money to cover their ass to pretend like it's not fake centralized cesspool. But you can always bridge over. You can always bridge over. Some of these meme coins, guys. One last shameless shill. Pulse Top Hat token. Really cool Twitter bot on Top Hat token, guys. Go, if you reply go at Top Hat Pulse to anybody on Twitter, just go see what happens. Go check out what happens and go follow Top Hat Pulse on X. Go follow Top Hat Pulse on, there's a Telegram channel. You can join the Telegram. Make some memes with us, have fun. I want to see this number go up. I want to see this number go up. It could 10x from here, who knows? All calm before the storm. Only 80K of buy side means $800,000 coming into Top Hat would 100x the price. It's possible in the bull market. It's possible when retail comes back. When retail comes back, they're going to buy whatever's in front of them. And so if they like meme coins, I'm going to stick with this one. I'm going to stick with this one meme coin to try to siphon all the meme coin attention into a single solitary meme. Wouldn't that be glorious? Wouldn't it be cool if there were some buy and burns, some random pumps? We got yield farms, we got liquidity bonds, we got burn tokens. We got the NFS wallet. The NFS wallet stands for, can you guess what it stands for? It's a feature, not a bug. You guys loved it on Hex. Soil token also had a pretty good run. Shout out to Soil token, and thank you for bringing the Banksa on-ramp into PulseChain. Sun Mini Meal is a German company. They do nutrition bars, and they've got hookups with real world people that aren't in crypto, which apparently a lot of them aped into the Soil token. Soil is the rewards token for shilling the mini meal bars, I guess. And they've got connections with Hex Scout. Shout out to Hex Scout. Thank you for building this beautiful product. Thank you for building hexscout.com. All the details about your Hex stakes, all your pooled Hex stakes. Pooled stakes are at a discount, by the way. And you can see your whole portfolio balance, including liquidity positions, over at hexscout.com. If you have multiple addresses, you can add all your addresses. You can see all the meme coin prices. This is probably one of the best portfolio trackers that we really have. You see all the nice little prices of everything on the day. It is beautiful. SUI is short for suicide, LOL. Kind of funny. Moomut says coffee time. How about a bridge from SUI to PulseChain? Yeah. You know, if it was easy, there would be one right now, but they're not easy. Number one, bridges get hacked a lot. In 2022, there were billions of dollars lost to bridges. A lot of it was on Wormhole, the Solana bridge. People just forget, like it never happened. Like people are getting wrecked on bridges, so it's really hard to do. And then when you do build a bridge, if it is secure, now you need to get liquidity. You need, a bridge is only useful if you can bridge into something that actually has pretty good liquidity. So that's why if you bridge Ethereum or stablecoins into PulseChain, you've got a couple millions of dollars of liquidity to back that. But let's say you make a Solana bridge, now you have to make a big Solana and PulseChain liquidity pool. Probably a couple $1 million would be good. Which I know the Solana guys have that. Some PulseChain people have that. But you need a safe bridge and you need them to be able to swap their SOL into PLS. See what I mean? So it's not as easy as just make a bridge. Like it takes a lot of money, you know what I mean? Kirill says Sun Mini Meal is actually Swiss. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the website was in German. Arnold Schwarzenegger will shill it in 2 weeks. Oh my God. Well, that's the alpha. Kirill with the alpha. Arnold Schwarzenegger will shill Sun Mini Meal in 2 weeks at a summit in Austria. Allegedly. Little alpha for you guys. Buy the rumor, sell the news. For Mr. Arnold. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I know these guys. I mean, they bring legitimacy. They've got $1 million in their liquidity pool. It's a well-known company, apparently. And they talk in front of a lot of people. They've been doing conferences at various summits and exposing PulseChain to hundreds of thousands of people. All right, everybody. Kirill says it's true. You heard it here first. That's why you follow. That's why I follow Crypto Coffee, X, YouTube, Telegram, I guess. Top Hat Telegram. Guys, like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. If you're brand new to crypto as well, I do have a course called hexpassiveincome.com. Teaches you everything you need to know if you're a beginner, all the terminology, how to stay safe, how to stop you from losing millions, how to make passive yield with like liquidity providing, hex staking, certain DeFi things like borrowing, lending, various dexes. Really the basics of crypto. It's incredible value if you just learn the basics and pay attention. It's very good bang for your buck. Hexpassiveincome.com. If you pay a little money, you pay a lot of attention. And I think it's on a limited time discount. Yeah, if you're a beginner, even just learning how to speak the language, learning how to keep your assets safe and hold your own keys, and do crypto the right way. Check it out. Check it out. Oh, we've got Kirill with one last chill. Says top hat for the win. Thank you, Kirill. I really need to buy myself a top hat. I need to buy myself a top hat and start streaming in one. Maybe even a monocle. Soon, everybody. Let's see how high we can send it. It's been going up a lot. Daily candle every single day for the past 10 days. So do not be surprised if there's a correction. I would not be surprised if there's a correction, but so far I've been very surprised. Top hat just keeps going up. We've got diamond-handed believers. It looks like. Until somebody cheats, but that's okay, because that just creates more buying opportunities, right? DGen Hexakin says he uses Pulse LN for Solana to Pulse. Let's take a look at that. So shout out to pulseln.com. If we go to pulseln.com, we click in the top corner, we say launch app. If you are a Solana holder and you want to get over to PulseChain, you can bridge up to $1,000 at a time. Look, here's BNB, but if I go to the side panel, I can also bridge SOL over. And I think I can bridge like, what, 5.5 Solana. Today they'll get me 22 million Pulse. I've used this before, guys. This one really does work. It's cool. They've even got a PLN like rewards token. If you hold their token, and you can make your own widget, right? You can put this widget on your website and you could earn tiny little referral fees for onboarding people. You can get paid to onboard people into Pulse, guys. You get paid to do so. And if you click on Fiat On-Ramp, this means buying with your bank account. So you can do it all from here. You could buy, let's say, $300 of Solana right here with Banksa, and then you go over to the swap tab, you agree, and then you just swap that Solana for PLS. Or I mean, whatever. You could buy Ethereum over here. You could buy ETH, and then you can go swap that ETH for PLS over here. Watch. Click on the side panel, find Ethereum, and there you go, right? There you go. DGen Dougie says fist bump. What's up, DGen Dougie? Thank you all for coming. 1,800 of you on X, 167 of you on YouTube. One last time, like, subscribe, share the video, leave a comment. It really does pump the algorithm. It really does. Just click those little buttons. It takes you 1 minute. Say whatever you want in the comments. Argue about whatever you want. Oh, hey, Pookie Doo. Didn't see you there. Pookie Doo loves using the Top Hat bot. Pookie Doo is driving up our API costs. This shit's it's not cheap to run these bots, guys. These Twitter bots. But no, obviously we want it to be used. We want it to get usage, and Pookie Doo's been using the crap out of it. All right, everybody. See you on the next one. Stay safe out there. If you're on SUI, it's not too late to try PulseChain. Adios.